You can drive up north. You can go by train to the gorge, and I've been to both. There's nothing to beat Caledon, where that gorgeous piece of countryside, totally ignored usually, but always there, and we never charge a fee for entry.
Wow, very nice. Very nice. That's a nice little introduction to Caledon. So what's different to this election?
In Caledon, what's different is our mayor had represented us for a number of years, so we have a new mayor to elect. We have 4 candidates, and some of them are for people that have had experience, that haven't been on council recently. And the one candidate is a long-time regional councillor, represents at the regional Peel as a regional councillor. He's also a farmer from the area. And we have one particular major issue, and that major issue simply is the living together of the new urban population and the old-time existing farm population. There could be major conflicts there in the future. And because of that, in my opinion, now this is not a part of the issue as yet, but in my opinion, this will be one of the most critical elections in Caledon's history. And I've seen the elections for the last 60 years. So we are at that crossroad where the council will choose whether or not we become another 7 semi-urban suburbs, or whether we retain this character of being totally unique. And therefore, it is essential to both parties, whether they're urban residents or whether they're rural residents, to come out and vote. And hopefully, one of the issues that has arisen is, what will the future of Caledon be? And that is the choice that people are going to help to make.
Okay, well that's a great overview. Thank you very much, Doug. Colleague Goalie, what is different this time round with Brampton?
Well, I think the mayoral race is always important for each and every city. And in most elections I have seen there are only one leading candidate in Brampton. But this time we have competition. We have, I think, 3 very close runners, front runners. So this will be very interesting election to see how people think about city and who they choose, I guess. So it's a very interesting election this year.
And there's a lot of seats that are actually open this time around, with a lot of people running. I think up to 13 people in one of the wards running, and that's a lot of people running for one seat. So
are you talking about mayoral seat?
Well, now I'm talking about council seat.
Oh, okay. We were on mayor topic.
Yeah.
There are many candidates also running for mayor seat, but it depends how experienced and how serious they are, how they are running their campaigns. So I think there are only 3 front runners here. So we will see how people vote
when it comes to the mayoral seat.
Yes.
Yeah. So now Mississauga, will it be the same without Mayor Hazel?
Well, I think it will be for the time being, and I'll tell you why. Any jurisdiction that's been in place for a long time, they tend to build very stable in terms of personnel environments, in the bureaucracy and also in some of the political staff. I think that's going to continue for quite a while. The problem with that sort of environment is that it becomes very static. There's not a lot of change, there's not a lot of energy coming into it, and they're not usually very good at examining the mistakes from the past. So the more we get change, and change is always good in the system over time, and the more you're going to see a turnover, you're going to see some more blood. But I think that's going to take a couple of elections to really develop. And you're not, a lot of the bureaucrats and the civil servants are going to need to move on before you get a really broad change in the direction of the city. Not only that, but I think some of the candidates, and one in particular, is very, very tied to the former administration, and I think it has little vision beyond Hazel. and it seems to be running on that, to the point of wanting to suggesting that we build a Hazel McCallion Museum in order to attract tourism, which which I think is silly, but that's kind of where we are.
There's been a lot of buildings with Hazel McCallion's name, though. You've got the Sheridan campus, I think, is named after Hazel McCallion.
School, and then there's all, which is great. I mean, and as it should be. She served as mayor for a long time and deserves recognition. But any system, any political system that doesn't have change introduced into it over time becomes very rigid, and I think that's a real problem for Mississauga. You can see it in the nature of the traffic grid, in the nature of urban planning, in the mistakes they've made over financing and taxation over the years, there's just a lack of new ideas in that environment. And council, because in a lot of ways Hazel worked very hard to have the council she wanted. There wasn't a lot of people willing to challenge her and to bring new blood. And by challenging, I simply mean willing to inject new ideas and to create some arguments, and which is always healthy for a political system.
Okay, well, we'll continue after the break. Stay tuned after the break, 905-595-5483. Give us a call.